I feel about as human as before, but as if suspended in air. Which is kind of interesting now that I think about it.
Good morning. My name is Wiz, and it is my life mission to give you a toast to games that deserve recognition and the teams that made them possible. Today, I'll be talking about Frictional Games' Soma and the concept of humanity. Grab your coffee and let us savor this game. Humanity is a widely debated topic in Soma. This is evidently seen through the NPCs the player comes across. We see this with Carl and then eventually Amy. Both characters have become tethered to a machine for their own survival. But at what cost? Let's first begin with Carl. Carl is the first NPC we come across whose soul and humanity are tied to a working station. While we originally see him as a broken and damaged machine, he still sees himself as a human doing his job. Just several feet away from him, we come across his damaged and mangled body. While we know he no longer has a human body, he fully believes he does. The grim reality of his situation and our understanding of what it means to be human is immediately questioned and tested when we hear Carl gasping for breath. We see him begging for help, sobbing uncontrollably, and even pleading to be relieved of his pain. We hear his screams as his body moves erratically and perhaps trying to reach for a hand that is not there. All the while, our eyes do not see a human being, but a talking machine begging for help. I felt this urge to help him, doing anything I can to end his suffering, only to realize that I found myself confused. How can he feel pain? He no longer has limbs, a heart, or a nervous system. He doesn't have blood flowing through his veins or a brain. But does that mean he is devoid of pain and memories? Is it the body that makes us human, or is it our conscious? Clearly, this individual or machine can properly think and even express her sorrows. Carl will not be the last NPC who leaves us questioning what it means to be human.
Can I help?
It won't let me die. Nothing is allowed to die.
Unlike Carl, Amy is fully aware of her situation. She sees her body tied to a machine that is in fact the only thing keeping her alive. Against her will, she is forced to stay alive long past the time her body failed her. The unfortunate reality of her situation is that we must remove the very strings that keep her heart beating for our own sake. As she begs for help, calling upon the names of those dear to her, we see the striking similarities between the two NPCs. While Carl has a mechanical body, Amy does not. Our own human conscience springs us to action. We recognize that behind their mechanical parts, they retain a quality that is unlike any other, the quality of a human conscience that feels emotion and pain. With both Carl and Amy, we find ourselves at odds, questioning our own intentions and most of all, our own humanity. Are we truly ending their suffering by disconnecting them from their lifelines? Or are we destroying their human conscience for our own gain? This question is brought to light when Simon discovers that he is, in fact, a carbon copy of his original self, put into a body that was not originally his. With no recollection of how and where he died, Simon goes on a journey searching for his own answers and finds that his personality is downloaded and transferred to another body. Should there be another copy of himself with the same memories and experiences? Is humanity limited to a single copy of individuals? Soma is filled with these questions. This game highlights that it is a human urgency to adapt and overcome their own environment, no matter what lengths they need to take. Humans already rely on machines to do what they normally cannot. We use these creations to reach one another from different countries, fight an illness our bodies normally would not, and even survive situations we never saw coming. Frictional Games is highlighting not just the human characteristic to preserve life, but the step after. What if there was another reality after this current one, where we can still feel, see our loved ones, and even do things we never imagined would have originally? A second chance to live and redeem ourselves. Is it an imagination or something waiting to happen? Soma also questions whether this new stage in life is actually a prison for the mind. These NPCs were not given a choice. It is in fact this human personality to carefully decide what is best for ourselves that is being taken away by this new life. If humans cannot conduct their own thoughts and freely make their decisions, for better or for worse, what separates humanity from the machines we create? This is a question I hope you can answer in the comments down below. This game has strained a chord in me I could never have expected. I found myself staying awake and questioning what it means to be human. There are particular moments that made the hair on my neck rise, but also gripped my chest. I was filled with more questions than answers, and all the while, I loved every second of it. Frictional games. You have brought to life a game that is horrifying, heartbreaking, and yet realistic. The final moments left me feeling content. The pacing was well done, and the narrative was consistent. This is my toast to you. Thank you. Hey everyone, if you enjoyed this video, a like goes a long way. Let me know what made you fall in love with Soma. Also, if you have a game in mind that I should play, let me know in the comments down below. This is Wiz, and I'm all at a toast. Until next time, take care.
He was talking. I mean, he was delusional, but he seemed sincere. Present.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's fine.
Was he really that different from us? It's just beginning to sink in.